Are you filming in the courthouse? I thought I saw you on camera filming.
And your name and badge number, sir?
65.
And your name?
65. No, I have to get
Your name is 65? Okay.
I'm not allowed to film in the courthouse.
Why would that be?
As a policy in the building, in all courthouses, they don't want filming.
Just a policy? Well, you're a law enforcement officer, right?
Right, yeah, I do. Policies and laws, I uphold.
So what happens if I don't stop recording in the courthouse?
You're gonna get arrested for contempt of court.
Hey, what's up guys? Long Island Order here. Back again with another video. Today we're at the Kent County Courthouse here in Warwick, Rhode Island. We're here today, as always, to peacefully exercise our First Amendment right to film in public and publicly accessible areas, to promote transparency and accountability within our government, and to ensure that our public servants recognize our rights and treat us with respect. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so we're just getting inside the facility here. We just passed through the metal detector over there. So right here, right below our friendly reminder, we have a quote: "The civilizing function of a judge has been defined as the removal of a sense of injustice." Frank Johnson, Judge, United States Court of Appeals, 5th and 11th Circuit. I agree, but that's not the case. Judges don't allow for transparency. A lot of them don't. Injustice is violating we the people's right of government transparency, our First Amendment right of freedom of press. That's injustice. And in many courthouses across the country, that's what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Judges' orders and the court law enforcement officers will violate our rights. It's happened here in Rhode Island before. Let's hope it doesn't happen here today. Criminal arraignments, pretrial, civil evictions, and debt collections. We are on the 3rd floor. Looks like each floor has its own quote. "It is the spirit and not the form of the law what keeps justice alive." End quote. Earl Warren, Chief Justice, United States Supreme Court. Again, these quotes that we're reading here sound really good, but they need to be implemented. Talk about keeping justice alive. To keep justice alive, we need to keep transparency alive. Accountability. Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
May I help you?
Can I get your name and badge number, please?
Deputy Alexander, badge number 43.
43, Deputy Alexander. Nice to meet you. My name is Sean.
Nice to meet you, sir.
I don't need any help at the moment, Deputy.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Thank
though.
you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. So over here to the right, we have family court. So far, so good. They are honoring their oath to uphold the United States Constitution, which is a lot better so far, again, than the other courthouse we visited in Rhode Island.
What's going on? Are you filming in the courthouse?
Hi, sir. How are you?
Good. Are you filming in the courthouse? I thought I saw you on camera filming. Did you know
You
that
thought
there
you
was
saw
a-
me? You thought you saw me on your camera filming?
Yeah.
Ironic.
Isn't that
Can I get your name and badge number,
Yeah,
please?
Johnston 8. I'm with the Capitol Police. How are you?
Johnston with the
Yeah,
Capitol
like the
Police.
town. Like the
Johnston.
town. Yeah.
And your name and badge number, sir?
65.
And your name?
65. No, I have to get
Your name is 65? Okay.
Just not allowed to film in the courthouse.
Why would that be?
That's what the Supreme Court set forth as a policy in the building. In all courthouses, they don't want filming without prior approval
There's a policy. Approval from who?
from Superior Court. Supreme Court.
From Supreme Court? Is that like a law?
It's not a law, it's just a policy.
Just a policy? Well, you're a law enforcement officer, right?
Right, yeah, I do. Policies and laws, I uphold.
You uphold policies.
And laws, of course.
Why would you uphold policies?
The policy of the building.
This is a public building, right?
Right, but you just can't film in the building.
I 100% can film in. I'm exercising a First Amendment right here.
But not in this building.
But what law is that? I don't understand what law. Do you have a supervisor I could speak to?
I don't have one handy.
You don't have. There's no supervisor in this building.
Not for Capitol Police, no.
But I don't understand. I'm allowed to be in this building, right?
Sure.
44 to
You're just saying because of a policy I can't record?
You can't record, that's correct.
Do you have this policy?
I don't have a policy with me, no.
So I just have to take your word for it?
Sure.
I have to take so let me just make it clear. You enforce policies as a law enforcement officer.
Policies and laws.
And laws. But you enforce policies as a law enforcement officer.
Sure.
You're enforcing a policy that violates my constitutional rights to record and to gather information. I'm an independent journalist. I don't know if I told you my name is Sean. I know I explained it to the other deputy here, that's with the sheriff's department. My name is Sean. I'm an independent journalist.
Hi, Sean.
Yeah, so that policy is in violation of the United States Constitution and the First Amendment. So
You're more than welcome to take it up with the judge.
but I don't even know what would I take up? I don't know.
You
I don't know.
have a complaint that you want to film in the courthouse.
But you're not. There's no signs posted, no orders
Signs
posted.
As soon as you came in the building?
There's no orders posted. Those are just printed out on a computer.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay, so
anybody can print those out.
anyone can, but the Supreme Court printed them up and gave them to us, and we have to uphold the policy.
If the Supreme Court didn't want people recording in courthouses, they would have made a judicial order, not a policy. Can I see the judicial order?
You do not need to see it. We don't have to show it to you. But
Why-
it is from the Supreme
but-
Court, the state of Rhode Island has given the power to the head of the Rhode Island Supreme Court.
The Rhode Island
whether-
Supreme Court.
Rhode Island Supreme Court, and they have come out that there is no filming in the courthouse.
In the courtrooms.
No, courthouse.
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 Without prior approval
Without
from the
prior approval
Supreme Court.
from.
But all I'm asking is to see this sort of order you're talking about.
It's like any law. You can get arrested for disorderly conduct, correct? The officer doesn't have to show you the disorderly conduct law, does he?
Well, I'm not breaking any
I'm
laws.
just saying, as an example.
No, but and I guess that's my exact point. Would that be, officer? Is that my exact point is that I'm not breaking any laws.
Not
So
breaking any laws, but what will happen is that you will be held in contempt of court for violating the court order. And then we would have to arrest you, and you would have to go for another.
how can I
trial.
violate something I haven't even seen before?
You've seen
A
it.
law is different than an order. I'm just trying to.
I'm just telling you that there's no filming in the courthouse with Supreme Court order, okay?
Well, you said it was policy at first. Now it's an
Policy,
order.
Whatever. Okay, so I'm just.
I cannot see this order.
No.
Why? That's
You go
unreasonable.
online and look at it.
But why
But
can't
we're
you?
not-
You're the
we're
one
not
that's
required-
enforcing it.
We're not required to show you the order, okay? But I'm here to tell you that you can't record in the courthouse.
So what happens if I don't stop recording in the courthouse?
You're gonna get arrested for contempt of court.
Arrested for contempt of court.
That's correct.
Okay, that's all I needed. You just earned yourself a federal lawsuit. So you will arrest me if I don't leave the building
Yes,
for contempt of court.
You don't have to leave the building, you just have to stop filming.
that's correct.
You can stay in the building all you want, as long as you're not filming.
That doesn't even make any sense.
You can stay in the building, you just can't film in the building, and that's from Rhode Island Supreme Court.
If I can see it, I can film it. What if I had a photographic memory? What if I was secretly recording? Is there a rule against secretly recording? You would never know. But you would never know.
Right, I would never know.
Exactly my point.
But it's still legal.
I could tell you that I'm not recording right now, and then what? You don't have a warrant to check my phone.
Right, I don't. But I saw you on the cameras.
You saw me holding up my phone, right?
I did.
Does that mean I'm
Are you
recording?
recording right now?
I don't want to answer any questions that might incriminate me. I have the right to remain silent. It's my Fifth Amendment right. So that's what I'm saying. I don't understand. I'm not breaking any laws, sir. I'm not really trying to be difficult. I'm just trying to stand up for my rights.
Being difficult, I'm not.
I'm trying to be polite with you, and like I said, if
Very polite. You're not being polite.
no, and you are, sir. You are. I just don't want to incriminate myself. I never told you I was recording, and at the end of the day, I have a right to record if I was.
Yeah, but not in this building.
All right. Well, are you going to arrest me?
No, are you recording?
I don't want to answer any questions.
I saw you recording on the cameras. I was watching you. I zoomed in on your camera and you were filming this area.
You saw the recording,
I saw that what you were doing.
so you saw me holding up my phone like I'm holding it up now.
Right. So you're not recording me?
I don't want to answer any questions, sir. I have a Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
Okay. Then carry on. If you're not recording, then go right ahead.
That doesn't make any sense, sir. That doesn't make any sense, sir.
Just asking you politely, are you recording?
But that doesn't make any sense.
What doesn't?
Yeah, because you have no authority to check my phone, right?
No, but I'm just asking you from one person to another, are you recording me?
I don't, and I'm telling you, as a citizen who's exercising his rights peacefully, I don't want to answer any questions. I've already been. If you're watching me on camera, you've seen I've been everywhere in this building.
Yeah, you have.
I've been every single place in this building.
It's a nice building.
Yeah, I was just admiring the architecture, and there's cameras all over this building.
Just don't film it.
But you guys are the government is filming us. Right. Why can't the people film the government for transparency purposes?
You can take it up with the government, but I'm just here to enforce this order, this policy, whatever.
You're
you want to
enforcing the policy, the order, but if there was an order that said no people of color can come inside this building, would you enforce that one as well? Because it's a slippery slope. Because you're saying, hey, I'm just following orders, but...
Listen, now that's just a little bit ridiculous.
How? It's a slippery slope. It's the same thing that can happen.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
So you wouldn't enforce that policy or that order?
Listen, I'm not going to talk,
So you would?
What ifs? Okay, let's not go down this road. I'm not going to answer any foolish questions like that.
That's not a foolish question,
It's
sir.
a foolish question.
It's not a foolish question, sir. It's pointing to a point.
Ask me a question.
It's pointing to a point that I'm trying to make, sir. Is that if you're just following orders, you're just a man following orders. That's what you're trying to say here. And I'm saying, what orders would you follow? Up to what level of it? That was just an example. I wasn't trying to. It was just an example. That's all.
It was a ridiculous example.
So I'm going to assume that you wouldn't, but you would enforce an order that violates my constitutional rights, just not my civil rights as far as my race or anything like that. Just my constitutional rights you're willing to violate. You took an oath to uphold the United States Constitution when you took this job? All right, well, do you have a copy of this order? So you're saying I can't get a copy of the order?
No, we're not required to provide you a copy of the order. You're more than welcome to look at it online.
All right, well, I'm going to go about my day, and I'm just
going to walk around too.
Well, I just want to let you know I've already seen the whole building. I'm going to be leaving.
Oh,
Okay.
Have a nice day, sir.
You too. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We already saw the entire building. We missed this quote when we were in here. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Dr. Martin Luther King. 100%. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. As they just attempted, the Capitol Police and the Rhode Island sheriffs, to violate my constitutional rights. Incredible. All right, guys, so we're just getting out of the Kent County Courthouse here in Warwick, Rhode Island. So things started off really well. No one was giving us a hard time. We recorded inside of probation, in the hallways, the clerk's office. We were confronted by a deputy sheriff who identified himself properly, didn't escalate the situation, had no problem with me recording, and asked if I needed any help. When I didn't, he went about his way. That is the type of public service we want to see. But then things took a really ugly turn when the Capitol Police got involved. One of them, who wouldn't even identify himself, just identified himself by a number, which is completely unprofessional. The Capitol Police wanted to enforce some unconstitutional policy. He even said that he was going to enforce the policy, that he enforces policies, which absolutely makes my stomach turn. Really, it does. Law enforcement officer, not policy enforcement officer. They are here to enforce the law of the land and uphold the United States Constitution. That's what they took an oath to do. And they should take that oath very seriously. But yet he wants to enforce policies, and then it became a judge's order. But then he wouldn't even show me a judge's order. Where is the transparency, ladies and gentlemen? This is what we, the people, are fighting for, especially in our courthouses. Transparency. And then when I tell him, hey, how do you even know I'm recording? He doesn't even know if I am. My whole point is that what can you do? I'm not breaking any laws. How can you enforce this policy without me breaking any laws? You can't take my phone from me. You can't seize my property and violate my Fourth Amendment right. I don't have to answer any questions, my Fifth Amendment right. So at the end of the day, he was powerless to do anything, because policies should not supersede the United States Constitution or the laws of this great country, ladies and gentlemen. They should never. But if he did know for a fact I was recording, he would have arrested me based on this policy and held me in contempt of court. Contempt of court. Contempt of court, they could do anything to you, ladies and gentlemen. It's horrible. This is horrible. Our court system in this country needs to change, from the federal courts to the local courts and state courts. It needs to change. They need to be held open to the public for recording, for complete and utter transparency. Even if they want to live stream proceedings, whatever, every single courtroom needs to be open to the public, transparency purposes, not sealed off so they can do their little backroom deals and violate people's rights. So it doesn't make any sense, ladies and gentlemen. It really doesn't. It really, really doesn't. We need to fight for accountability and transparency in our government. But let me know what you think about this one in the comment section below. As always, stay safe. God bless. I'll see you in the next video. Long Island Audit. Peace.